Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Oh man, I messed up hitting the button. Good evening, everybody. We're here with the Bull Panel. Very exciting. Sorry we started late. It was Crimerica's fault. So, no, I'm kidding. We should be more serious because
People are dying.
it's true. And after all, we all know
I shouldn't be up here.
that's right. Absolutely. Anyway, welcome everybody. This is Dex's Bull Panel. I am Frank from PulseWave Trading, pulsewavetrading.com. We've got more awesome stuff for you than ever before. Go check out our memberships. Dex is coaching now, folks. The job he was born to fulfill. So check that out. We've got a new coaching membership where you can spend time with Dex every month and literally get his live trades every night. So, but a lot of other awesome membership options there as well. PulseWaveTrading.com. How you guys doing tonight? We got Crimerica. Will is here, of course, and our main dude, Dex, the Algo Capitalist.
Good evening.
What up?
So, we've got a few charts up. But before we get to that, Dex, we were talking about real estate before you came on, and then you came on like Gandalf and were like, I had a dream last night. And so that's where we left off before I started the show. So please tell us about your real estate related dream.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't go to bed on that. I went to bed on something totally unrelated. We were watching one of our favorite movies last night. It had nothing to do with real estate. And this dream was so vivid. It's like I was over in the UK and I was talking with this man and woman. They were living together, boyfriend, girlfriend. They weren't married, but they were telling me about their struggles. And they said, and I was like, is that cheese and crackers you're eating? They was like, yes, this is our dinner. And I said, what do you mean? She was like, we can barely afford to buy food, so we have to go to the food pantry or whatever. She called it something else to supplement, for food. I said, I don't understand. Both of you are working full time and everything. How come, you can't afford to eat? And they said, well, because, the rents have exploded here. And that's why so many homeless people, and we're very fortunate not to be homeless, but we basically are because we can't afford to do anything else. I said, I understand. Explain your rental situation to me. And they were like in a, just a basic flat. Over here, we would call it like a townhouse with one story, upstairs, downstairs, no basement. And that's what they were living in. It was pretty tiny, right? And they didn't have any children, no pets, no nothing. And I said, so if you don't mind my asking, what do you pay for rent? And they told me what their rent was, but I was like, okay, can you tell me? It was some other currency that I wasn't familiar with. And I was like, can you put that in dollars for me? And they said, yes. I think they were in a 1 or 2 bedroom. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 bedrooms, but it was either 1 or 2 bedrooms. Anyway, they said their rent was $4,000 a month.
Wow.
For a basic flat, not in a nice area either, just a medium area. I was like, well, why don't you downsize and find a cheaper place? It was like, because that would put us in an extremely dangerous area. She didn't say hood, but she described it. She said there's a problem with sewage there, and the sewage backs up into the homes and in the street, and the something about a river being blocked or something that happened. And so it was a bunch of drugs and homelessness and violence and stuff like that. It sounded like the hood, but it was not the hood. It was worse than being in the hood. You'd rather be in the hood than to be in this place. So it was like, so we don't have any options. So I was blown away when she said $4,000 a month. I mean, you would think that's some kind of penthouse on Park Avenue or something, but no, this was just in a regular suburb. And I was just blown away by that. And right after they told me that, that's when I woke up and I was like, what in the world did I just see? So normally when I have these wacky type of dreams like that, it's usually either something is in the process of happening or about to happen very shortly.
Wow.
So with that being said, if you want to track what I'm saying, the best place to start would be here in the U.S. because the U.S. is a Western country. And the ticker for you would be ticker IYR, which is the commercial real estate ETF. And you also want to watch, what is it? My memory is getting a little flat. I think it's MHB. That's the mortgage ETF. So if you track those, you'll see that there may be something going on that's a little weird. On the IYR, we're still in a bull market. The market is still long, but something tells me that a turn could come out of nowhere. We still are a news-driven economy right now, as far as the markets are concerned. Any news that comes out with what's going on overseas can have giant ripple effects here. So just something to keep in the back of your mind as we move forward as well. Not saying that something has happened or is about to happen, just that there's a likelihood of it, only because the Fed is backed into a corner with these interest rates. They're doing it in a quarter basis point increments, but they really can't do a whole lot more. They can only talk about doing a whole lot more because of the frailness of this economy. Every week, these government reports come out and they're missing. Even during the earnings season, companies are missing and giving either no guidance or very little guidance moving forward. So you can't ignore these things that are staring at you in the face. I don't care what they say in the talking heads on the news. You got to go by the price action. And right now, the price action is suggesting that something interesting is developing. I think we could be on the cusp of a major, and I do mean major, algo shift. If that is true, hang on to your hats, because it's going to be wild. And I mean wild. So if I were you, I would definitely be glued to your dashboard and follow the PulseWave reports so that you can be on the right side of these markets, because I think it's going to be fast and furious. And we're not technically in a bear market across the board, but anything can make that turn happen. So just be very mindful of that. There's nothing bearish on the algo charts on your dashboard. If you look at the PulseWave report tonight, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, they're all in a bullish position. All right. Now, the thing that is a little weird is gold. Gold futures are in a bearish position and are set to drop precipitously if these supports do not hold and get taken out. Likewise, silver too is in a bear market on the algo charts. You cannot ignore that. All right. So if metals are set to fall, which I believe they are, the question should be, how is that possible in the face of inflation and with the backdrop of rising interest rates? How is that supposed to happen? How is that possible? It's not supposed to be possible, because precious metals are a hedge against what? Inflation. What are we seeing right now? Inflation. So how can they not go through the roof? You should be very concerned about that. Also, the bond market, the ticker TLT, the long bond ETF, is also in the bear market. And it's set to drop precipitously, because technically still we're in very historic times for bond prices. They're still way too high. So that's all I got.
Crazy. So speaking of metals, this is metals related, right? Will wanted to talk about this one. This is Newmont.
All right. As Dex saying, gold futures have a crash alert or it's about to go down. Well, I'm going to recommend the guys that the Newmont has become one of the safe havens in 2022. So you look at it, it's very bullish.
Yeah, very.
The bonds guys are losing money. The stock markets are kind of like really iffy. So what happened is some smart money are parking to Newmont. Okay. So like I said on the previous week, whatever metals prices is just derivative. So they can market to any prices they want, but I think the shares, the producers, the miners, they still hold true values. So I really recommend people should, on the next pullback, I think they should look at Newmont.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think you're in that pullback status coming up here rather shortly.
Oh yeah, that would be a perfect time to snap more
Mhm.
or add to your call position.
The man knows what he speaks.
Before we go, let's take a look at Bitcoin Creamerica. Your favorite coin calls out to you. What is it saying?
It's still trading sideways, consolidating right around that. It's kind of oscillating around that $40,000 zone, and it's gonna. I think it's going to get tighter and tighter until it finally breaks out, either up or down. I have no idea which way it's going to go. That's why we have the reports. But yeah, it's just kind of just whipsawing back and forth, really choppy.
Indeed, it continues to mess with us. So, Dex,
But there's still that nasty looking bearish pointer there.
What's that, buddy?
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just going to point out that nasty looking bearish pointer down there. That was that dip down to 35-ish. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 32 down here. 33, just shy of 33.
Yeah.
So
yeah, do not forget about the bearish pointers, ladies and gentlemen. The bearish pointers are everywhere, and they will get reconciled. On the end of day reports, where I've been pointing out certain gaps and things of that nature, please take heed to that, because it is coming sooner rather than later.
Indeed. All right, cool. With that, we are done. This has been Dex's Bull Panel. Great show, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace.
Good night.
Thanks, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys.